Have you ever thought about why we sleep? Is it possible that each time we fall asleep, we experience a small death, only to be reborn when we wake? A captivating thought, isn't it? This notion, as eerie as it may sound, is not a new one. In fact, it's been contemplated by philosophers and scientists alike for centuries. Consider this. Every night we surrender ourselves to sleep, a state of unconsciousness where we're cut off from the physical world. It's a realm of dreams and darkness where our consciousness seemingly fades into oblivion. And yet each morning we re-emerge from this abyss, our memories intact, our identities preserved. Is this daily cycle a mere biological necessity, or is it something more profound, an intimate dance with death itself? This idea might seem far-fetched, but bear with me. Think about it. Sleep and death share some uncanny similarities. Both are mysterious states of unconsciousness that we all must surrender to eventually. Both are realms where our conscious minds cease to exist, at least in the way we generally understand. And both are inevitable, universal aspects of the human experience. Yet there's a stark contrast. Death is the end, an irreversible cessation of consciousness. Sleep, on the other hand, is temporary. We wake up from sleep, reborn, refreshed, and ready to tackle life anew. But what if each awakening is not a continuation, but a rebirth? What if each morning we are not the same person who went to sleep the night before, but a new entity, a perfect copy endowed with the memories of our past self? Such a concept shakes the very foundation of our understanding of self and consciousness. It blurs the line between life and death, between reality and illusion. It makes us question, who are we, really? Are we the sum of our memories, our experiences? Or are we something more, something beyond the grasp of our comprehension? To truly understand this, we must first dive into the science behind sleep. Sleep, a state we spend about a third of our lives in, has baffled scientists for centuries. So, let's unravel this mystery together. When we sleep, our bodies don't just switch off. They're actually quite active, going through a series of biological processes. This includes different stages of sleep, each with its own unique characteristics and purpose. We start with the lighter stages of sleep, where we drift off and become less aware of our surroundings. This is followed by deeper stages where our brain waves slow down, our body temperature drops, and we become harder to wake. This is crucial for physical restoration. Our bodies repair tissues, build bone and muscle, and strengthen our immune system during this time. Then comes the most intriguing stage, REM sleep, named for the rapid eye movements that occur. This is when most dreaming happens. Our brain is almost as active as when we're awake. It's a time for learning and memory. Information and experiences from the day are processed and stored in our long-term memory. The brain plays a pivotal role in all of this. It releases a cocktail of hormones that help regulate sleep and wake cycles. Melatonin makes us feel sleepy, while cortisol helps us wake up. The brain's hypothalamus acts like an internal clock, responding to light and dark signals from the environment to regulate these hormones. And the importance of sleep? Well, it's huge. It's essential for our physical health, cognitive function, and emotional well-being. Lack of sleep can lead to a range of issues, from impaired memory and concentration to increased risk of chronic conditions like heart disease and diabetes. Sleep isn't just about resting. It's about restoration, rejuvenation, and preparation for the day ahead. It's a complex, fascinating process that's vital for our survival. With this scientific understanding of sleep, we can now compare it to the ultimate sleep-death. While sleep is a temporary state of rest, death is a permanent cessation of all bodily functions. But could there be more similarities than meet the eye? You see, both sleep and death are natural processes that every living being must undergo. They share common characteristics such as the cessation of sensory awareness and the temporary or permanent suspension of conscious thought. But that's just the surface. Let's delve deeper. In sleep, our consciousness doesn't completely fade away. It merely shifts gears, transitioning from the familiar reality of our waking life to the dream-laden realms of our slumber. Our senses are dulled, but not entirely inactive. The ticking of a clock, the rustling of leaves, or the faint aroma of coffee can filter through the fog of sleep and influence our dreams. Death, on the other hand, is believed to be a state devoid of consciousness and sensory perception. A realm of absolute stillness, where the ticking of clocks and the rustling of leaves are no longer part of our existence. It's a finality that seems so alien compared to the cyclical nature of sleep. So how does this relate to the concept of existence, you ask? Well, when we sleep, we exist in a different state of awareness, but when we wake, we return to the same physical body, the same mind, the same identity. We wake up as ourselves, albeit slightly changed by the experiences of our dreams. Death, however, presents a more profound question of existence. If consciousness ceases with death, does our existence also end? Or does some part of us, something intangible and indefinable, continue on? It's a question that has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. So are we the same person when we wake up as when we went to sleep? Or are we a new version, a copy of the previous self? And if we are a copy, what does that say about our identity, our existence, our very reality? These are questions that continue to challenge our understanding of sleep, death, and the nature of existence itself. Each morning, when we wake up, is it a rebirth or merely a continuation of the self? This question takes us down a rabbit hole of psychological and philosophical musings. Does sleep render us into a state of non-existence, only for us to be reborn anew with every dawn? Or is it simply a pause, a suspension of consciousness, while our physical selves continue their journey in this temporal world? Let's consider memory. Memory is the thread that stitches our experiences, creating the tapestry of our lives. It is intrinsically linked with our identities, shaping our perception of the world and our place within it. Yet, it's an enigmatic and elusive entity. We can't touch it, can't see it, but it forms the core of our being. If each morning we wake up with memories intact, does it not signify a continuation of the self? On the flip side, we have consciousness, our awareness of our existence. During sleep, our consciousness takes a hiatus, leaving us in a state akin to non-existence. So when we wake, does the resurgence of consciousness represent a rebirth, a fresh start, and then we come to personal identity, our sense of self? Is it static, a fixed point in the ever-changing landscape of time? Or is it fluid, evolving with each passing moment, each breath we draw, each blink of our eyes? If the latter, then waking up could indeed be seen as a metamorphosis, a subtle shift in the self that occurs under the veil of sleep. These ideas, these questions, they're not meant to provide definitive answers. They're meant to provoke thought, to kindle curiosity. They're meant to make us question the seemingly mundane and ordinary aspects of our existence. So, is each day a new life, a new chance with the old self left behind in the realm of sleep? As we've explored, sleep and death share some intriguing similarities, yet remain profoundly different. Each night as we surrender ourselves to the arms of Morpheus, we embark on a journey that mirrors the final voyage we all must take. Yet, come morning, we awaken, seemingly reborn, ready to face another day. We've delved into the science of sleep, how it replenishes our bodies, restores our minds, and even allows us to process the day's events. This nightly ritual is essential for our survival, yet it holds so many enigmas that continue to perplex even the most astute scientists. We've compared sleep to death and found a myriad of parallels. Both are universal experiences shared by every living creature. They are states of rest, where consciousness seems to take a back seat. But while death is an end, sleep is a pause, a respite in the ongoing saga of our lives. We've pondered upon the question of rebirth or continuation. Each morning, do we awaken as a new version of ourselves, our previous self lost to the night, or do we simply continue, our consciousness flowing uninterrupted, merely lulled into a temporary silence by the rhythm of sleep? The answers remain elusive, shrouded in the mysteries of the human mind and the complexities of life. Sleep and death, two experiences so intrinsically tied to our existence, yet so profoundly enigmatic. They continue to provoke questions, fuel debates, and inspire contemplations. But perhaps therein lies their beauty. They are reminders of the mysteries that life holds, the unanswered questions that make our existence so intriguing. They make us ponder, wonder, and appreciate the depth and complexity of life's journey. As we part ways, let's remember that every question, every mystery, every enigma adds to the richness of our understanding. They push us to explore, to learn, to grow. Perhaps every night we do die a little, only to be reborn with the dawn. Or perhaps we simply continue a constant stream of consciousness, uninterrupted by the rhythm of sleep.